So this is the material we'll be using. We need the jute material. This is for the side, and these are the fabric we need. I made a triangular shape that we need, the handle and the zipper part. So this is where we are needing the Ankara, that is the African print fabric. So from this fabric we are going to get our zipper panel and also our handle. So that is what we'll be using this fabric for. We use the zip cloth area. We need the fabric for it. We also need the fabric for the design on the body of the bag. We also need the fabric for the handle of the bag. So I'll split it out to make sure that it will be enough. It's just a piece laying doing nothing in my house, so you can as well choose your own wisely. So I actually choose it because of this bright design on it. Maybe it will be able to come out nice, and I hope it should come out nice. So I will be using this, fixing it to bring out the design. So this is my piece of paper, and I will explain that later. So let me quickly explain the fiber board. So this fiber board comes in different color, and this particular one is black. We have the pink and other color, but this one is black. So the measurement straight is 24 inches, and it is called a full body cut. Then we have the base and the both sides on the same cut. So from here to this place is 10 inches. Then from here to here, which is the base, is 4 inches. Then the other side too, which is the same thing as this upper part, is 12 inches by 10 inches. As we all know that the measurement of the width in total is 12 inches. So the height of the bag is 10 inches. The base will be 12 inches by 4 inches in width, while the other side will also be 12 inches by 10 inches. So altogether we have 24 inches by 12 inches. So that is what I cut here. I don't know if you understand what I am saying. If you don't understand, please chat me up, let me know. So the next thing we'll be doing now is to make the base. So this board is a straight board, so but it's very easy to curve. It's hard but very easy to curve. So I want to make sure I'm curving it at the line. I've already curved the other side. I would have done that before explaining, but because of our newbies who have not worked with fiber board before, so I want to make it in your present, I want you to see how I do it. So if you have your small hammer, just use it to hit it up to press down. I'm still going to look for my hammer, like seriously, it's affecting me already. So I'm done with that now. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fix the jute. But before then, let me explain how I'm going to fix the jute material. So it's either I gum it or I sew it, but it's more economical when I sew it. So I'm actually going to be sewing it, but nevertheless I will explain to you how to gum it. So after that, we'll fix the sides. So our side is going to be 5 inches by 10.5 inches, because we need 0.5 inches on both sides of the base, and also need 0.5 inches at the lower part of the base straight. So that's why. So when we continue this class, you understand what I'm saying better. I don't think this will make sense to you if you have not practiced a bag before. So as I'm walking, I'll be explaining, you will understand better. So I've cut a piece of one side of the base before with an A4 paper. We won't be working using A4 paper. I'll be using my what's it called now, my cardboard. My cardboard is kind of a bit thicker than normal cardboard, but anyway, I might decide to use normal cardboard. There's no cardboard you can use, but A4 paper will be too light for this kind of work, so it might actually not work. So I use cardboard. I'll be using cardboard. So what I'm taking now is the side measurement, and the side measurement width is 5 inches. I don't know if you can hear that very well. It's 5 inches by 10.5 inches. Yes, I'm correct. It is 5 inches by 10.5 inches. So I'm just going to connect the 5 inches down like so and trim it off. Then you watch me, you see how I bring out the shape of the base. So you take in 0.5 inches at this base, then you come to the down part, you take up 0.5 inches again. So you're going to connect it like a square. It's going to give you a square shape. So the next thing you are going to do now is to cut it off, then transfer it to the other side and repeat the same thing. That's it. So that was simply how I made the base. So you need two of these. So you just place this on your cardboard. That is if you're not using your cardboard directly, which is even easier to use your cardboard directly because this is too light to use. I just choose to use it because it's closer to me. I don't want to stop the camera looking for what to use, so I'll just tissue once and for all. So with that now, I'm just going to reflect it on the other side to make sure they are the same. And that's it. Our side panel is ready. It's just to place this on materials and cut out the materials you need for it, and make sure you leave space when cutting materials and lining. So remember, we're still going to use lining for this bag. I've not introduced you to the lining or introduced the lining to you, but we are going to use lining. I like taking it step by step, please. So this is our bag, and that's the jute material behind it. So you can choose to use your super glue to glue it round, and you can choose to use a glue stick on the body, gum it before, that is on the back of the what's it called now, on the wrong side of the jute, or you use it on the fiber, so you just gum it. But if you are using a glue stick rather, you have to allow it to wait a bit, at least 30 minutes to 1 hour before using it. It will help it glue very well. But if you're using super glue, immediately you pour it on it, you glue it, press it down, it will be hot, because once it is dried it won't work again, and it takes less than 3 to 5 seconds before it dries. So it depends on what you're applying it to. On some other surface layer it still longer before it dries, but on this jute particularly, it's dry like almost immediately. And jute is a natural material. So I'm going to be sewing the edges. I won't be using gum here at all. It's more economical and it's more secured, but you can choose to use gum. Then some people also gum. After gumming, they still sew, because they believe the gumming will help you hold it in place before sewing, and it's true. But I don't see it that is economical, so I just go straight to sewing. If it's something I can pin down, I'll pin down. But this one, you see this fiber board, forget it, very thick, you can't pin it down. So this is the thread I'll be using, Sharpen Good, and I bought it for just 200 naira in Nigeria market. And the jute material is Sharpen Good. I was actually looking for cream jute, I didn't get. I have to order this one that I haven't got all the way from Lokoja to me for this practical. So I have to pay like ×2 of what is being sold in my area, just to be close to the color, because what I saw here was purple and blue, and I don't want it to be too different from what we have on the picture. So I've sewn that side. The next thing I'm going to sew now is the longer side. I've sewn the upper part and the lower part, so I don't want that place to be too thick, so I have to trim off the excess jute, because we'll be working on it like 4 times. Like machine will be climbing it like 4 times. After sewing this, now I'll still put lining and I'll still put zipper. So I have to reduce the height of the leather by trimming some things off from there. So if I was using gum, I would have taught you another method of trimming it off that will give it a neat shape. But since I'm sewing, all the same, we're able to give it a neat shape anyway and a neat look. So I'm just going to sew that down. I don't have to show all that process again. I want to sew it down, which I've done to all other sides of the panel. So right now I'm done with the jute. I want to fix the Ankara on it, and actually it's the next thing to fix. The Ankara is the next thing on point. So, and you know the Ankara is slant, and it must start from the edge of the back here to the edge of the base there, and it must be very straight. You can use a ruler to trim this off. So I want to use glue to gum the base so that I'll be able to pull the upper parts to correct, to arrange it the way I want it to be. So at this point I have to use my chalk to trace out where I want to gum so that I don't have it bent. In this design you have to be very careful. You have to take precaution to make sure that everything you are doing is aligning and is making sense. So if you are practicing and you make mistake, that shouldn't make you give up. Me as a teacher, I also make mistake. I am not perfect. I also make mistakes severally. Recently I had a handbag class. I made a lot of mistake. I was like, wow, what's going on? And I realized that it's because I wasn't composed. So I have to give myself a break. So I also make mistakes. So don't think because I'm doing it perfectly you must do it perfectly immediately. And you don't know what I went through because this video is edited. So I'm just showing you this method. I actually do not use this method at all, but I am showing you this method because it is easier for beginners. So when you gum it down like this and you place it on sewing machine, you don't have to start controlling the machine again. You just sew straight because it's already on where you want it to be. I don't know if you understand. I don't know if the English is making sense. So you just go ahead and sew on the line straight away. So after which I'm going to show you how I curve the upper parts to form that slight triangle shape very well, because you can see the bag is kind of bigger, so I have to trim and trim and trim and realize before I'll be able to actualize my shape, the shape I wanted. So all you need to do now is just go ahead and sew the triangle round. Make sure you sew it straight, because as in, I mean, your sewing line should be straight. So the